My name is Jatone. I'm a one-fourth representation of the Urban Yogis organization and also of myself. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it, I'm actually in the Dream Cafe right now. You know, we should be opening in 2 weeks. But a little bit to just piggyback on what Quasi said, we found, yoga about 10 years ago. Long story short, my best friend was tricked. He was working for this life camp organization and he got tricked. He got sent to Eddie Stern to just practice yoga, right? So then he didn't want to just bail out. So his buy-in was I will come back tomorrow, but I got to bring my brothers along, and then from there, we spent a lot of time practicing yoga. We didn't do nothing else. We just practiced. We didn't talk about what yoga was. We just practiced. We just agreed to do it, and then we started to see the changes in ourselves. And then our first idea was like, oh, we got to bring this back to where we from, And then we was practicing in a city, and then from just enlightenment and just raising your frequencies, we started to observe and see that it was yoga studios everywhere in the city. But the closer you got to us, it was none of these types of practice, So that's why I was prominent that we brought it back to our community. And then from there, we bring it to school systems. And then from school systems, we got to travel city to city to teach these type of work, And then from there, we also created a Urban Yogis UK brand, and then we try to create one in Brazil, and we're about to have one launch in Italy. So that's just really the power of the yoga practice. Yoga and mindfulness is really so, before we get into the dream, is really so important because ultimately what we was trying to do in our community is what need to be done in the world. So what's happening, right, is a lot of us are disconnected. How do I know we're disconnected? Because we read about how to be a human. So right there shows disconnection, that we're in search to be a human. A bird doesn't read how to be a bird. A tree doesn't read a book on how to be a tree. It just bees. So it shows that we're disconnected because we're in search of how to be ourselves. And that's the power. And that's the power in yoga and meditation. It allows you to align back with yourself, And just to speak a little bit on the Dream Cafe, the Dream Cafe was one of my dreams, it's one of our potential, we're beings, so we're limitless. The potential is limitless. And something I was observing of the community, right, outside of violence and outside of all of the low frequencies that happen, there's no good food, And ultimately, food is primarily one of the, if not one of the most important things you can do to raise your frequency or get you to just be on that next level. So really bringing a Dream Cafe to a community where I'm from was special, and just being involved in dreams along, because we're all dreamers, like Pastor shared, we all dreamers. And I think it's very important to give back. So I don't want to talk too much because I was here to teach. So we can all come to a standing position if you have space. So I'm also a Ashtanga yogi practitioner. I love yoga, but I love Ashtanga the most. That's the only type of yoga I teach. So we're gonna do a small class. I want everybody to come to a standing position. So I want you to bring your hands by your waist, chin tucked a little bit. Taking a deep inhale to check in with yourself. Deep exhale. That's one. Try not to worry about what you're going to do after this. Try not to focus on what happened before this, but really bringing yourself in this present moment. Taking another deep inhale. It's two. One last deep inhale. One last deep exhale. We're going to move on to our sun salutation A, sequence one. Now from here, I just want you to inhale the arms up, pressing the palms together. Exhale, folding forward, placing your hands down. Try not to bend too much on the first one. I know we were sitting down a bit, so try to take this one easy. Inhale, lifting the head up, back straight. Exhale, stepping the feet back, or hopping the feet back, slowly lowering down. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhaling into downward facing dog. And I want you to hold here for 5 breaths, reaching those heels for the ground, looking at one point in between your feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Inhale, stepping the feet forward, or hopping the feet forward, back to meet the hands. Exhale, that head back down by the knees. Inhale, bring your arms up above the head. Palms are pressed or palms are open if you like. Exhale, placing the hands back down by your side. Slow and control, pushing through gravity. Second time. And inhaling the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Bending at those hips, placing those hands down. Inhale, lifting the head up, back straight. Exhale, stepping the feet back, or hopping the feet back, and slowly lowering down. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhaling into downward facing dog. And we're going to hold here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, deeply breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. 4, 5. Good job. And now step the feet forward, or hop the feet forward, back and meet the hands. Exhale the head back down by the knees. Inhale, bringing the arms up above the head, your palms are pressed, slow and in control. Exhale the hands back down by your side. Last time. And again, inhale and bringing the arms up. Exhale, folding forward, placing the hands down. Inhale, lifting the head up, back straight. Exhale, stepping the feet back, or hopping the feet back, and slowly lowering down. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Toes are pointed. Exhale into downward facing dog. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths, reaching those heels for the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Inhale, stepping the feet forward, or hopping the feet forward to meet the hands. Exhale, the head back down by the knees. Inhale, bringing those arms up above the head, your palms are pressed. Exhale, the hands back down. Now we're going to move on to our sun salutation B, sequence B. So this time I want you to bend deeply at the knees, reaching for the ankles. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, folding forward, placing those hands down. Inhale, lifting the head up, back straight. Now from here, I want you to exhale, place the hands down, and step the feet back and slowly lower down into a plank position. Now inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhaling into downward facing dog. Now from here, I want you to step that right foot in between the hands. Your left heel swings on the ground. Inhaling the arms up into warrior one. I want you to bend that right knee deeply. Good job. Exhale, placing those hands back down by the sides of the foot, stepping that foot back, slowly lowering down. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Now this time I want you to step that left foot in between the hands. Right heel swings on the ground. Inhaling those arms up. Exhale, placing those hands down. Stepping that foot back, slowly lowering down. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhaling into downward facing dog. And we're gonna hold here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Inhale, stepping the feet forward, hopping the feet forward, back to meet the hands. Bending deeply at the knees. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling, standing straight up. Smile pose. We're going to try that one more time. And again, bending deeply at the knees, inhaling the arms up. Exhale, folding forward, placing those hands down. Inhale, lifting the head up, back straight. Exhale, stepping the feet back or hopping the feet back and slowly lowering down. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhaling into downward facing dog. Now I want you to step that right foot in between the hands, left heel swings on the ground. Inhale your arms up into warrior one. Exhale, place the hands down. Step the foot back, slowly lowering down. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhaling into downward facing dog. Now stepping the left foot in between your hips. Right hands, inhaling the arms up. Exhale, placing those hands back down, stepping that foot back. Slowly lowering down. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Now exhaling to downward facing dog. And we're going to hold here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. And now stepping the feet forward or hopping the feet forward. Exhaling that head back down by the knees. Now bending deeply at the knees, inhaling the arms up. Exhale, standing in the mountain pose. Now we're going to move on to our big toe pose, and we're going to do a few standing poses. So I want you to step the feet hip width apart or hop the feet. From there, I want you to exhale, bend forward, catch a hold of your big toe. If you need to, you can bend your knees just a little bit, but catching a hold of your big toe. Inhale, straighten in the back. Now exhale, pull that head in towards the knees. And we're gonna hold here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Now here, I just want you to inhale, lift the head up straight. Now this time I want you to slide your palms right under your feet, stepping up to your wrist, bending your knees if you need to. Exhale, pull that head back in towards your knees or your legs. Hold the head for 5 breaths, making sure the tops of the skull are parallel with the floor, creating space between the ears and the shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Inhale, lifting the head up, releasing the hands, slowly taking an exhale here. And inhale, coming back to standing position. Now your hands just by your side. Stepping those feet back together. We're gonna move on to our triangle pose. We're gonna do the first triangle. So I want you to take a large step out with your right foot towards the back of your mat. Your right toe is pointed. Your left foot is tucked in. Inhaling your arms in a T. Now I want you to exhale. Place that right hand either on your shin or your ankle. Catch a hold of your big toe, wherever you feel comfortable at. Bringing that left arm up in the air. Looking at your left fingertips. Holding there for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Inhale, lifting up. I want you to reverse the feet. So point with your left toe this time. Your right foot is tucked in. Now I want you to exhale. Again, either placing that left hand on the shin, the ankle, catching a hold of your big toe. Bringing your right arm in the air. Holding here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Inhale, lifting up. Stepping those feet to the front of your mat. And again, I want you to take a large step out to the back of your mat. Pointing that right toe again. Left foot tucked in. This time, I want you to bend deeply at your right knee. So bending deeply at the right knee, creating a shelf with your right hand, or you can place that right hand on the floor, swing it through with your left, however you feel comfortable. And we're gonna hold here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Inhaling, coming up. This time I want you to reverse the feet. Now bending deeply with that left knee this time. We can create a shelf with our left hand and swing through, or we can place that left hand on the ground. Holding here for 5 breaths. 1, making sure the palm is facing towards the ground. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. And now lifting up. Stepping the feet to the front of your mat. Just for time purposes, we're going to simulate past a few poses, but let's move on to some balancing poses. Let's try 2 balancing poses. We're going to try a one-legged balance first. So I want you to place that left hand on your hip. And then I want you to catch a hold of your right knee. You know, for some of us, we might catch a hold of our big toe and fully extend out. But this pose is really not so much to focus on the pose, really focus on the balance. So wherever you can balance at, come there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Now I want you to open that right leg out to the right, looking over that left shoulder. We're gonna hold here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Now coming back to center, placing both hands on your waist and fully extending the leg out in front of you. Holding here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Exhale, releasing, bringing the legs down. Switching over to the left side this time. Placing that right hand on your hip for support. Inhaling, catching hold of your left knee. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Exhale, releasing. And this time I want you to open that left leg out to the left side like a book. You can stay here looking forward, or you can look over that right shoulder. Hold in here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Coming back to center. And fully extending that leg out in front of you. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Exhale, release. Now we're going to switch over. We're going to do one more balancing pose, and then we're going to close. So this time we're going to do figure 4. So I want you to cross that right ankle right above your left knee. Number 4. Bringing your hands in prayer position. I want you to slightly bend as if you were sitting in a chair. And we're going to hold here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Exhale, releasing. Coming back to the standing position. Switching over to the left side this time. Crossing that left ankle right above your right knee. And slightly bend as if you were sitting in a chair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Exhale, release. Just shake it out a bit. I want everybody to come to comfortable cross-legged seat position for closing. So we're just gonna relax here for 10 breaths. And for these 10 breaths, I just want you to just focus on your breath, you know. And when the mind starts to wander, bring that attention back to the breath and tell yourself, I'm inhaling and I'm exhaling. Starting now. One, 2. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. 3. 4. 5. The mind starts to wonder, bring that attention back to the breath. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Now from here, I want everybody to lie down on their backs for final rest. So we got probably another 4 minutes. So we're gonna do final rest. And I just want you to lie down on your back, allowing the feet to flap out, allowing the hands to flap out. I'll control the time. I'll make sure I won't go over time. But I just want you to just be and do absolutely nothing. Allow the breath to be natural. Allow the sounds to enter and exit. Sounds just want to pass through. We choose to hold on to things. Allow the thoughts to enter and exit. As we do a quick body scan, I want you to say to yourself, I'm relaxing my feet. My feet are relaxed. I'm relaxing my shins, my calves. My shins and calves are relaxed. I'm relaxing my thighs, my hips. My thighs and hips are relaxed. I'm relaxing my stomach, my back. My stomach and back are relaxed. I'm relaxing my chest, my shoulders, my chest and shoulders are relaxed. I want you to give thanks and gratitude to yourself for participating in this practice. I also want you to give thanks and gratitude for even having the mobility to participate in this practice. You know, being grateful that we have working hands, working feet. I know we're a little pressed on time, so I just really want you to appreciate yourself while you're laying down. Everybody that's joined in on this Zoom, you know, we might perceive what we're going through as trauma, or we might perceive it as whatever we perceive it as, but there's no mistakes to why we're here, you know, and everything is for our greatest good if we look at it that way. So just appreciate this space to just be. And when you're ready, come to a seated position.